Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am here with a process video for the Memory Lane Scrapbook store, which is an online scrapbooking supply store. And this month I am guest designing for them with the Fashionista collection. And this collection is absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with the colors and the patterns, especially on the B sides. And so if you want to see everything that came in this collection that I received from Memory Lane, there is an unboxing video. You can go back and check that out. But basically, I am playing with a bunch of the pattern papers today, and I'm using primarily the B sides, as kind of I anticipated I would. And I'm going to use this kind of vintagey white with the black pattern, and then this pink polka dot together. And so I'm just using that white cardstock as kind of my base for how I'm going to fit all of these together, because I'm trying to preserve as much of the pattern paper as possible, because I absolutely love this collection and I want to be able to create a lot of layouts with the paper that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and I just trimmed about 1/8 of an inch off of the pattern papers to put that black border of cardstock around the outside to kind of create a frame for what I am going to do. And then I know that I want this pink pattern paper to be about 3/4, and then I'm going to have this black and white kind of vintagey be the other quarter. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that sticker border with the black and white stripes and scallop kind of edge to create a division between the two. And it doesn't stand out a ton because it is going on a black and white pattern, but it does create a little bit of a break between those two patterns. Because those two patterns have a little bit different scale to them, I'm okay putting them next to each other. But that tiny black and white detail in the middle helps to kind of break them up so that you see that they are definitely two distinct things. And I am definitely layering up more pattern paper than I typically do, just because I feel like I really love the colors in this collection. And because you can see right there, my photo is black and white. So when I use a black and white photo, I kind of give myself permission to use more patterns and more bright colors on my background, because that photo is going to automatically pop up off my page because it is black and white. So I did take, it's just a 4x6 photo, and I took and put a thin cardstock, like white cardstock border around the outside. And I'm creating a little home where it's going to live on my page right now. So this strip is going to kind of be where my photo and embellishments are centered on the page. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. And what you saw in the photo, this is from when we went on a trip to Boston. And this was, we found in the basement of one of the buildings, an old-fashioned soda shop. And my kids were really taken with this idea of sitting up at the counter and having old-fashioned ice cream sundaes. And they had all kinds of vintage candy. And so my kids were really taken with this little soda shop. And so I found this image online that's just a sketch of kind of an old-fashioned soda or a sundae cup. And so I'm going to use the pattern paper from the 6x6 paper pad that goes along with Fashionista. And I'm going to create a little paper pieced ice cream sundae that I'm going to do some hand stitching on. So right now, all I'm doing is using that as a pattern to kind of cut out of my different pattern papers. So my cup is going to be that kind of diagonal grid that's black and white. And then my ice cream itself is going to be this minty color. And then after that, I am going to create a little straw to go in my cup with the pink pattern paper. So I tried to use the top of this image, and I just felt like it wasn't looking enough like ice cream to me for it to be what I wanted it to be. So rather than continuing to fight with it, I just kind of free cut a scoop of ice cream that I thought would look a little more realistic in this little tiny cup. And so I do go back and kind of change what I am doing there, because I'm just not happy with the shape of it, how it translated from the sketch into the pattern paper. And so then off screen, I've gone ahead and I've added all of my hand stitching to the different sections of that little ice cream sundae. And I've added a doily for it to sit on that right hand corner of my of my photo. Excuse me. And now I'm just layering some frames in behind that ice cream scoop to create some layers and dimension. And that is a way that I typically use frames on my pages, is to kind of layer them up and create some additional layers and dimension. And then I did go back and add my title, which is just going to be Soda Shop, and I'm using the Regards stickers. And I love that this is like a neat, bold foam thicker, but that it's lowercase. So it kind of adds to the feel, and it goes along perfectly with this collection. So then I grabbed these puffy stickers, and these are just from Stickopotamus. I think I picked them up at Walmart even. And pulled out a little strawberry to add to the top of my ice cream sundae. So rather than a cherry, we're going with a strawberry. And then I did add a couple of little banners in that top left corner, and I'm going to put this little sticker that says Fab on some dimensional adhesive and add it up there with a couple of these puffy sticker hearts. These hearts are from Amy Tangerine, and they also came from the Memory Lane Scrapbook store, like her online store, so they don't match this collection, but the colors and everything do completely go with the layout I created. So you can absolutely pick some of those up as well. And I am going to go ahead and add a few of them to some circles in that pattern paper because I think it adds a little bit of interest to that background. So I did go through and I tried to add a whole bunch of them, and then I decided to take some away and use moderation in adding those little flowers. They're not flowers, they're hearts. Adding those little hearts. And I do like the look that that creates, just having 5 of those or 6 of those kind of scattered around. And then I did go ahead and add a couple up in that little banner area up at the top. And that is basically going to do it for this layout. So it came together really quickly because there's such great pattern papers and colors in this collection. By creating a whole lot of layers, it allowed my black and white photo to really pop off the page and shine. And then I added some little hand stitching to create kind of a personal touch. And so I hope you enjoyed what I created today. Go ahead and check out Memory Lane, and I'll be back next Sunday with another Fashionista layout. Bye!